Hi everyone, welcome back to Alex Aberia's YouTube channel. My name is Emily and in today's video I will create two cards featuring Butterfly Bliss die sets. You can see it here on screen. It's just one of those really great sets. So I started off by cutting all of these butterflies out of different colored cardstock, and then I puzzle pieced everything together inside of these, and to make them stay inside of the holes that it creates, I backed my paper with some sticky tape or post-it note or whatever you have in your stash could work for this, but it was just a low-tack adhesive inside of those. And I created my body of the butterfly by just taking one white butterfly and then attaching the wings to that one, and then raise the focal point up a little bit more, and that just gave me some dimension for these butterflies. I also alternated all of the colors. You can see here I had different colors for different sections, and I just had a ton of fun creating a bunch of these butterflies. So I will use them in upcoming videos, and I also have some videos already published. For my background for my card today, I'm using the Charming Flora cover plate. I'm just wetting some paper and then running it through my embossing machine and doing some dry embossing. You can see I have my foam mat there and it gives this beautiful texture. I will do this one more time, but this time with some yellow cardstock. I'm spritzing that with some water, just rubbing my hand on top of it, so I'm spreading the water equally out the paper. And then I'm laying my paper down into the embossing mat and then running it through my machine. And you have to look at your machine to get the perfect settings for that, but it really gives a nice background. When I was done with that, I decided to run it through one more time, but this time with the Urban Blooms, and it creates these beautiful flowers. And since I had run it through the embossing machine first, it gave the flowers some texture. And to give it even more texture here in a second, I will actually go ahead and ink the yellow parts with my blending brush just to the center portion of these, and I'm using coordinating colors for this, so I'm using actually the same yellow color, really cute, and then I'm just bumping all of the flowers off. For my purple one, I took the purple color and a blending brush and did this exact same thing, coordinating color, and then I'm just inking that through my flowers. And a lot of this will be covered up by the flowers itself. You can see I took the time to attach with a million small foam squares behind my flower petals. I hope you can see on the next panel there how it looks. And then I had some gold cardstock to the back that is just gonna peek through, and it's really shimmery and nice. I don't know how much the camera is picking up. I'm just lifting my petals here with my pokey tool. And then I had a white card base. You can see I cut my panel to be slightly too small, so I had to fix that. And then I am attaching it, and we can have our butterfly at an angle. I'm doing the same thing for the next one. So I'm having gold paper to the back, some liquid glue, then I'm going to attach that to a white card base, and the flower petals will be raised up and dimensional with the foam. So really cute. I love how this turned out. And this is just a straw. You can use a pen, you can use whatever you have in your stash to just give these petals a little lift and dimension. I think this is what makes this card beautiful, that I am taking the time just to give it that extra dimension. It gives it that wow effect. So really sweet, love it. And then we have our butterfly, and of course I also created some small flower clusters. These are also available in this set. Super cute. So I'm just going to attach all of those in the right place. can see here I'm just fiddling around with how long all of those greeneries are supposed to be, because I don't want them to be hanging over my card base, because then I want to cut them, and I really don't want to do that. I think this is just the perfect size for this. So I'm gonna take my time and figure this out, cutting on some of the places and just making sure that I'm working in triangles, because that I think visually are appealing to the eye. And then I'm doing, of course, the same thing for my second project. Here you can see with the purple I took a little bit more of those blue toned flowers and leaves. For the sentiment I'm using the Essential Sentiment sets. This is a press plate that I cut a bunch of times, and you can see I have a ton of sentiments to work with. And for these projects I decided to go with Sending Hugs and Thank You. Really cute as well. And for the embellishment I just used some clear sequins that I had in my stash from Trinity Stamps, and that pretty much finished off these projects. I hope you enjoyed this video and got inspired to create some summer projects. I have to say these are summer projects, right? I will leave you with some close-up pictures of both of my projects. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will soon be back with some more content. Bye!